What's going on, YouTubers, gamers and hobbyists, and welcome to this next part of my airbrushing. Now, looking at the pods that came with the set, I want to recreate or have a kind of continuity of color in the middle of my sort of alien spire, tentacle, whatever they may be, Trinity things. Now I'm going to use two colors here, a fluorescent green and a yellow. The green is not an airbrush paint, so I just thinned it down with a little bit of airbrush thinner. I wanted the green to be particularly thin, so I just made sure that was the case. So I just put in the paint in there, and I just put a few drops of thinner in with it, mixed it up, backwashed it. You get the idea. Okay. Now checking for airflow, which I always do before I actually paint. Just see there, couldn't see at the start, so I did it again. There we are, good airflow. So yeah, I wanted this to be quite thinned down because I didn't want a block color. I wanted this to be a little bit patchy. I wanted darker color of the primer to show through in areas, because then when I put a wash on it, it'll be that much more spectacular in my eyes. Same principle here, because we've got a couple of colors down already. Think of it as a coloring pen, coloring crayon, what have you, and just imagine the edges reaching the end of where you want the paint to be. Don't go over the color before. You'll be surprised. Closer you get, the PSI is about, what was it on this? It was about 12, between 12 and 15 PSI. Now, because I'm getting in a lot closer, you can see a kind of patchy effect, which I was actually kind of after, but that's not the subject of this tutorial. The subject is the actual technique of getting the paint onto the model when you have other colors on the model already. And this is all done, of course, without any masking tape. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with how this actually came out. It was going down really well. There was no runs, and it's a reason why you've got to have a kind of sweet spot for your paint, because every paint you choose is going to be different. Yeah, that's just a fact. So I kind of production lined my models when I was coming to do this tutorial. So I did one, and I thought, you know, I'll just do them all in one go. Hit them all in one fell swoop, and then we can get these models done. We're not trying to get them to any high standard or anything, because I'll be honest, I was going to view these as probably more objective markers or background terrain, that kind of thing. But I may come back and finish them off and revisit them at some point. Okay, like a midway point. I'm just making sure the dry paint is off of the end of the needle using my toothbrush, old toothbrush. Yeah, do I need to tell you that? Making sure the paint is flowing again. I either use the side of my hand or my thumb or whatever, and then we're back on with it. And we're doing a different size model as well, just to show I'm doing all the models. Look, I've got larger models and I've got smaller models. I'm just doing the same thing with them. It's not any different. Loving the effect on this. I think it was the right choice. Right, so we're coming on with, and of course I waited till that paint was dry before heading on with the yellow. Same deal. Again, PSI is about 12. Making sure I've got a decent airflow. And just starting where I would start colouring with my felt tip pen along the centre. Remember, push the trigger in to get the air flowing, but really ease the trigger back. Don't just pull it back. otherwise it will go everywhere. You don't want that. And just be patient. Patience is the key with airbrushing, particularly when you're layering like this, or even more so if you're blending. So, you know, patience is the key. Just remember that, and you will accomplish your objective, which is to get the paint on your model with no hiccups. Again, different model here, switch out. I did do them all, and we'll see that in a moment. So this has all been done unmasked. Masking and painting will be covered in another video. That'll be at a later date. So this is a way of doing it without masking your model, and you see the size of the model there. It's an all-in-one model. It seemed particularly good for this type of tutorial. So once you get to this stage of being able to happily lay down colors in this manner, you'll find your confidence just grows, and you'll be able to move to the next stage with no problems. So this is after I've put a wash on, a quick dry brush highlight on the brown, and satin varnished them. So for me, these are finished for now. These will do for now until I come back to revisit them. But that is airbrushing. That is airbrushing with colors already on the model. It's, as I've said, it's just like, you know, keeping in the lines. When you was a kid and your colouring book, just keep in the lines. When you go around the edges, it was more difficult then. But just be patient, gradually build it up, and you will reap the rewards. So I have a nice little set of these, they're like kind of like Tyranid, but they're alien spire / tentacle things, and they fit very well with the rest of my sets. So that is it. That is it. That is airbrushing for beginners, for painting multi-layers. And I think for the next stage of intricacy, we'll choose a different model, most probably. So thanks ever so much for watching. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I will see you on the next video. Please check out my Patreon if you want to support this channel, or you can just drop a one-off tip on PayPal via the PayPal link on my home screen. Thanks ever so much, guys. Remember, all brushes lead to war. I'll see you on the next video, and bye for now. Bye-bye.